Hello, world. And this is Cairo Williams. Say hi to the world, Cairo.
Hi to the world. Hi, Beth. Hi, everyone. I'm Cairo Williams.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I'm
Thank you for
excited.
inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, so I saw a photo of you. You looked gorgeous
Ah,
that Shanika Pickens Beauty had posted.
yes, she really just really made everything natural. She listened to what I was requesting, and it just came out so beautiful. Her personality is
Yeah.
so easygoing. I would love to work with her again.
Yeah, she's really cool like that. I
Yeah.
I love working with her as well. So yeah, when I saw the photo and I saw that she posted you, I looked at your profile and I felt like you were a really good fit to talk and share your ideas about self-love because you're you, right?
Uh-huh.
But you also are a public person because you have the professional modeling career and everything. And I think that when we as women are under scrutiny, it's a little bit different than you know just living your life privately. And so I am excited to hear your insights about how you maintain self-love and that strong identity even in a tough industry like modeling.
Yeah. I mean, I have a few secrets in my back pocket.
I bet. I bet you do. So
Yeah.
let's just jump into it, and why don't you tell the world a bit about yourself and as a businesswoman and your journey in becoming a model, whatever you want to
Yeah.
add.
Okay. Well, I've been in the business, the fashion business for 25 years now. Um, Started when I was a teenager. I was scouted, moved to New York from my small town in Georgia. It was a shock because where I'm from, we call it the country. It's just not much going on, not much to do. There's, not many businesses. Yeah, definitely not New York. So it was a culture shock, but I was ready to go. I always knew when I was little that there was so much more for me to see. But with that, at the time, I was very shy. Um, just traumas that I'd gone through really shaped my personality. So I was withdrawn. So the only people that really got to see the real me were maybe, my family and two or three people, my best friend, who I'm still friends with.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So, I moved to New York. Everything just went so quickly back then in those days. Thank God that they held your hand. They had to groom me. I had to learn how to walk and how to pose. uh, but after I learned how to pose from these fantastic models in my own practicing, I would run out of poses and I wouldn't be able to produce what the clients wanted. So
Mm,
one particular day that happened, I was sitting on the train in Manhattan, just like, I have to figure something out because I know the client wasn't happy. I know they were going to report back that they didn't get the photos that they wanted because I was stuck and I was still very shy. So I developed this posing method called clock and flow to help me get through these photo shoots and now these commercials. And it just kind of grew from there. I mainly it was just for myself, and then I started teaching children and teenagers, and the response that I got from them and from their parents just really it touched my heart. There was one particular client that I had. She never smiled. I think she was maybe 15 at the time. She never smiled. Her mom was like, I really need you to help me with her confidence, get her to smile, something, just get her out of her, comfort zone. And through my method, and also just with the experience that I experienced as a young woman going through some things, I was able to connect with her. And by the end of the 6-week program, her mom was like, oh my God, she's actually taking photos showing her teeth. My baby's smiling. I don't know what you did, Cairo, but keep doing it. And now that's my passion, is really to not just use modeling to teach models, but really to help young women with their confidence and loving themselves and embracing all that they are, so they're able to succeed in the industry and beyond that.
Yes. Yes. Because there's
Yeah.
so many places we have to go as people
Oh
and
yeah.
smile.
Oh yeah.
It's helpful to show up, if nothing else.
Uh-huh.
Smile.
It's brutal.
Yeah. It's a
But
great
now I'm at the place where I even have more fun with it. Once I don't know, I think it was like once I turned 30,
okay.
something clicked. It was like, you know what? I like who I am.
Mm,
I don't have to apologize for who I am anymore. So it almost gave me that I don't care attitude.
okay.
Not meaning I don't care about my business, but I don't care. This is me, whatever. So I could take my method, and then with that newfound confidence that I had, and really have a lot of fun. Like, I'm in my 40s now and I'm just having a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just sharing what I know. You know, the originally it was just, runway and posing, but now my classes have grown from natural skincare, natural hair care, which is a
Yeah.
hobby of mine for years. So it just keeps kind of developing along with my clients and with my love of just self-love.
Yeah. I did. I loved it because when I was looking through, that was also something I noticed about you is you have like these tutorials for hair care, and it looks like there was oils and skin. And so it
Yeah.
seems like you're all like about empowering, like that inside part where you're building that confidence in someone with how to like move their body, right? But then also
Yes.
the outward, because it's all important.
It is. It is. Beauty can be found in everywhere. I think all women are beautiful, no matter if they have natural hair, straight hair, what race. It doesn't matter. You're beautiful. But the one thing that I like about natural skincare and hair care is that you're working with what you have.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
by the time you've made that healthy and beautiful, anything additional is just additional.
Yeah.
That confidence really is true. It's true within, it comes from within because you've been working with yourself.
Yeah, I call them beauty masks. Like
Yeah.
for the longest time, because I have like red veins in my eyelids, right? So for the
Hmm.
longest time, I was like hiding them, and so my eye makeup was about like covering up something that I
Hmm.
was embarrassed about. And then part of my journey was for quite a few months, I was bare lids. And at the beginning, for like the first month, I felt like I was naked when I went outside. It was
Yeah.
so self conscious. But now, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Here I am.
I know, but don't you find it kind of strange? Like when you just said, you felt naked. It's like the things that we would rather not have or change.
Yeah.
People don't notice it. They're not noticing what.
No, that's not true. On the very first day that I went out without my eye makeup, someone commented on it, and I was like, oh, really?
Well, that's because that's a big change.
Oh,
You're
maybe,
talking about they noticed that you didn't have on the makeup.
maybe.
I'm talking about your veins. Like if you were to just be natural face, you'd be
Yeah.
surprised what people are really looking at and just actually, appreciate. I think we're hard on ourselves too.
Yes, we definitely are.
I know I am.
It's usually not that big a deal. Yeah. Yes. So, can you talk a little bit about, because you have talked about, love for yourself. How do you define love, and how do you feel like love and self-love relate?
Ooh, I don't know if you can define love. But I do think love and self-love are the same thing.
Mhm.
Um, loving yourself, whatever if you want to call them flaws or challenges, and loving yourself for the things that you do love, um, once you love all of that, it's just easier to love other people. I just found that when I didn't love myself as much, that was exactly how much love you were getting from me.
Yeah.
If it was only 50, 75%, that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
Um, but at this time in my life where I feel, comfortable and, I've gone through life has made me more mature, even my perspective on things have changed. I feel whole. I feel definitely at this 100% capacity of loving myself.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm with my friends and my loved ones, I feel that 100% that I'm giving back to them. I've definitely noticed the difference, and they have too. Um,
Cool.
and they say that by you're so open and more talkative and more expressive. And I not, that's not how I used to be. That's what I felt on the inside, but there were things that were holding me back. But yeah, I just feel like self-love and love is the same. I can't describe what it is. I just know it's just really just acceptance is a really big thing. Self-awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, that awareness. I think so too, because if we're not self-aware, like that goes with our thoughts, right? So like
Yes.
what's going on in my brain, if I'm just like
Hmm.
letting everything go through my brain like I was or like you were, right? That
Yeah.
things that like are keeping you closed off, right? And you're not like
Right.
aware of how that's impacting, it just kind of continues.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
That's
awesome.
exactly how I feel. I talk to my friends about it all the time. Um, it's like this road of hurdles, and sometimes we
Mm.
talk about the challenges we've gone through, especially with COVID and being quarantined. Really got to know yourself. There's nowhere for you to run or distract, yourself from issues that you need to handle. And most of the issues that I can say that I thought hurt me, actually, they were uncomfortable, but they needed to happen in order for me to be who I am today.
Yeah.
Um, I never would have thought that I would say anything like that, especially when it hurts. But growth hurts.
Yeah.
And especially if it makes you a better person and other people can see it. Uh, it really is a road.
It's a journey for sure. I think it's a
Yeah,
lifetime journey, right?
it is.
I mean, old people, they have stories.
Hmm. Yeah, those are, some of
Mhm.
my favorite people to be around is the
Yeah.
elders.
Yeah.
If you give them a chance, they have a lot of wise antidotes to give you
They
if you
do.
let them. I kind of wish we, as society, um, uplifted them a lot more than what we do now, and
Yeah.
not forget about them. And they were young too, and they have a lot to share.
Right.
Heck, sometimes maybe we wouldn't go through the things that we did if we listened to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. One of she was like a grandmother figure. She was my neighbor. She's no longer with us. But one time she was like, the reason why people's relationships aren't working is they just expect too much from each other. Like we didn't expect all this back in my day. Like they
Yeah.
just have these nice insights for life and how to go about things.
Yeah. It's so funny you said that. We expect a lot from each other. It may not be fair all of the time, but that is true. We do. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's because we expect a lot from ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. A lot of what I would do, yeah. Yeah.
I
You
mean,
got a point.
as a recovering perfectionist, for sure, I've expected a lot.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think is the connection between self love and beauty? Although we have kind of touched on it a little bit, could you talk
Yeah.
about it some more?
Yeah, self-love and beauty, is going back to what I was saying earlier, loving yourself as is before the makeup, before any additions to the hair, the nails, getting to know who you are bare bones, making that beautiful, because we're always trying to hide something. I feel like when we're adding, not all women, there's some women, they love the all natural and they love all, the additional extra stuff, and that's great. But there are some of us, who add these things because we're not comfortable. We're not loving ourselves. So, they go hand in hand. It's funny enough, this past week, I've really been pushing, self-love, and it's the best way,
Yes.
Yeah, it removes a lot of blockages out of life.
It does. Yeah. Because then we don't have that insecurity, right?
Yeah.
Like we're
Right.
already like, well, I am, I'm the bomb.com, right? So like then I
Right.
don't have to worry about comparing myself to someone else. And like I can just, enjoy that other person. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's enough room. I didn't, as far as competition, healthy competition, fine. But truly, there's enough space for everyone.
Yeah.
For every beautiful person, for every creative person. So it doesn't have to become this competition where you feel like you have to be better or someone's better or less than. Because I promise you, when I talk to other people, they're thinking the same thing. Even the most confident people that we think have it all together, they will tell you they have insecurities and they're possibly looking at some attribute that you have. Oh, I wish I had that. Or, X, Y, and Z. I know for me, with my friends and just people I meet, I like to surround myself with people that I think can add to something that I can grow on or work on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. We have to lift each other up. We don't want people like pulling us down. Yeah. It's true. We can all do it and support each other. So, what are some of your tips for maintaining a healthy sense of self or identity, particularly for people who, they're working, it could be in the modeling industry or, the fashion industry, but it could even be, like entrepreneurs, because that's also, a lot. It takes a lot of energy and everything. And so what are your tips for maintaining a healthy self-identity, healthy self-love, and not having to like fit in something that's like prepackaged?
I can only speak from experience that's worked for me. A lot of it has been surrounding myself with people who are going to push me to grow, who push me out of my comfort zone. Um, I have friends that I actually think of as mentors because they will see maybe an attribute or something that I'm doing that they feel I could expand on that I have no idea about, or I might be, insecure about. So they push me, and I love that because it just gets me thinking outside of my normal. And my other tip would be definitely joining groups is like something that I think we don't really look into a lot. Maybe more so now because, lockdown, everyone's on, online. So, everyone's joining all of these groups. But yeah, like whatever it is that you're interested in or something that you may work on, find groups and be, engage. And that's also another way that you make friends as well. But beyond that, it just gets you thinking, almost thinking in their perspective about yourself. Now you can compare notes. Those two things have really, really worked for me,
Yeah.
So I would suggest doing that because I belong to quite a few groups. Natural hair groups, I belong to skincare groups. My fave, which you probably wouldn't even guess, one of my biggest hobbies is Japanese street fashion, Lolita fashion.
Really?
Cool.
Oh
my God. Tea parties. Don't let me get started, Beth.
Start. Let's talk about tea parties.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Yes, and when I mean tea parties, I don't mean any old tea. I mean,
I'm sure you don't.
No, we get dressed up and our, in our fashions, we have our tea, we eat, but it's really about just coming together. You have this common, thing that you love, but it truly is, you get to experience each other in a certain way, because I don't know what it is, getting dressed that way and
Mm.
going out to tea, something so formal, just, I don't know, it makes me sit up straighter and I want to just be proper. It just gets you away from the normal. And just, it's just so much fun. I love that. I could talk all day about that.
Myself.
So if you're ever around, I'm going to have to invite you.
Yes,
You will
I'm in
love it.
Brooklyn. Where are you based in?
I'm in Queens, but right now I'm traveling. Yeah, I'm not in Queens right now, but I am in Queens. Yeah.
Yeah, I travel. I'm not attached to Brooklyn.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you. So I will send you as soon as I find out dates for our bigger ones. I'll send
Okay.
you the invite, and maybe you might be around and you can pop in.
I
But
hope
everyone's so nice and welcoming. It's
it,
just
it
like
sounds
the more the
fun.
merrier.
But yeah, I think there is something about that though, because when you mentioned like dressing up and everything, right? And beauty and self-esteem is not really all on the superficial, because that can also like I was saying earlier, could be like a beauty mask that you're using to hide an insecurity. But at the same time, like it kind of, if you're, if we're healthy, like and whole inside, it just kind of helps us light up the room. Like there is a certain difference in how you walk and feel about yourself.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, and you're right. It's not just superficial, definitely from within. That's another reason why I like this particular group that I'm in for the Japanese street fashion, is you would think that all the girls are in dresses. That's not the case.
Mm.
There's different categories. You could possibly have someone who likes dressing more masculine or whatever it is, but it just gives you the opportunity to express yourself in a creative way through style.
Mm.
Through fashion, so
I love it. It sounds so cool. But
yeah.
yeah, I think, and then there's that group aspect too, right? And I do
Yeah.
think that it's true, when we're with other people, it does help us to bloom, unless you're like a super shy introvert. But
hmm
it's
Even for the most shy people, I would still say go, or engage, um, because you'd be surprised, there are a lot of people who are feeling the same way that you're feeling. So they just need that one person to kind of say, well, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. Like, me too.
yeah.
And then there goes that bond, and you start, you sharing, not just what's going on, daily life, but you start to share little pieces of yourself. And
Yeah.
it's a great way of healing.
It is, because I think when we are like traumatized, right, it feels like we're the only one, right? It's like, for me, it was like this shame, right? And you just want to hide everyone from it, and you want to hide yourself from it. But like when you start talking to people, you realize you're not alone as a human.
Exactly. It's true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Yeah. We end up leaning on each other. One may be a little further along than you in healing, or vice versa. You can help each other along. But
Yeah.
it's true, ah, I that big fear of being open. It's scary, but just taking that first step, and you just keep going.
Yeah. One step at a time.
Yeah. One step at a time. I mean,
My grandmother used to be like, also like an elder, right? Also no longer with us, but she'd be like, we'll see what tomorrow brings. And she would just take things one day at a time. And that was like even a great mindset for the quarantine, because who knows what tomorrow will bring, right? So one
right.
step, and then the next step becomes easier.
It is. It does. It does. That's another topic where, I was talking about that in another group, was taking one day at a time, because everything is kind of thrown up in the air and it fell back down,
Yeah.
and then a domino effect scattered all over the place. And, it's like, what do we do next?
Right.
But really, you do have to take it one day at a time. For me, I can't plan that far in the future right now because it's kind of, I'm not the only component in this.
Right.
So that's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Focusing on what we can control. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I am don't talk about control.
Uh-oh, don't talk about that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've had to let go of control. I think a lot of us did.
Yeah,
But in some ways it's freeing
it is.
because now I can take it one day at a time and stop trying to control and plan every single thing out. And like, actually what I'm creating now is kind of nice. And I'm not controlling as much as I used to. I'm planning to the detail,
Yeah.
like I used to. I'm like, this is, I think I might stick with this. I think we might all should stick with that. Take a little bit of that.
Yeah. Really enjoy it in the moment, which is
Yeah.
like an acting technique too, like being in the moment as that character. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
So true.
I
So
think we can do it.
I know you've done a lot of photo shoots and you have a whole program, Clock and Flow, for like posing as well as
Yeah.
the self-esteem part. What are some of your styling and preparation tips for photo shoots?
Ooh. Now, if you knew me, you are already know what this answer is going to
I
be.
don't know you.
Thrifting,
Lifting.
consignment.
Ah,
Ah, yeah. I get the best styling and outfits from consignment shops, thrift shops. I swear, if I am traveling, I just happen to see something that says thrift shop or consignment shop, I'm pulling over. I think the key is just when you go,
hmm,
have a plan. Like if you know you need a few things, like look, scan your closet, have your basics. You need a jacket,
right.
and a fabric jacket, and then you need a denim jacket. If you don't have that, already go with the mind, oh, this is what I'm looking for. So
Hmm.
at least you can come back with something because typically you'll find it. And
Right.
along with that, as you're browsing, start trying to put outfits together with that, whatever, the first couple of pieces
Ah,
that you picked up, plan an outfit for that. And there you go. You have one or two or three outfits, and then you can take those things back and mix and match with what you already have. And then it's also nice, you can take things that you don't have, that you don't like or want anymore, and gift them to those places as well. So it's give and take. You're not just taking, you're giving off. So that keeps me in there all the time. I'm constantly getting rid of things so I can just go shopping. Yeah, I want you to enjoy it too, but it frees up my closet space too.
right. Well, otherwise, I was thinking you must have the most fabulous closet in the world, or one of the most fabulous.
Ah, thanks. I have some unique things in there.
Is that how you put together your outfit for the photo shoot that I saw that you did with Shanika? Because it
No,
looks amazing.
actually, that photo shoot I did not want to style. I intentionally sought a stylist, and his name is Andy. They, pronoun is they, excuse me. Andy Omo, absolutely a pleasure to work with. And I swear, I gave him the vision. I wanted kind of a vintage inspired look, and I'm a big fan of Dionne Warwick. So that was my other inspiration. So I'm like, ooh, vintage and Dionne Warwick. If we can kind of give her kind of classy looks. I've never done anything like that before. So when I talked to Andy, it just meshed, and
Cool.
they came with the best outfits. So I didn't style that. That was all Andy Omo.
Like, oh wow, okay, cool. But that's kind of almost like a form of self-care. Like, look, someone just here's what I want and put it together
Yeah,
and
yeah.
enjoy the process.
Yeah, that's not easy to take someone's vision and make it a reality.
Oh,
So I was impressed. And then the photographer, Laura Brett,
Okay.
Absolutely phenomenal. I've worked with her several times. She reached out and we collaborated, and it's just been a happy union since.
It's true. You have to like find the right people to work with. That's actually a photo shoot tip, right? Working with
Yes,
people that you mesh with.
definitely. Take your time, if I could give tips as far as, creating your own photo shoot and making sure that it's a success, would be to, go on the social media accounts and browse, know what you're looking for and see if they have it in their feed, and contact them and just go from there, see what their rates are, collaborating, whatever it may be. And then you just do it. And hopefully, because you don't know each other, hopefully you'll mesh well in person just as well as you do through communication. Usually, you can tell. I try to be as professional as possible. So if I get that same uh, feeling back, I'm like, this is a go. If we're kind of communicating the same way. But
Yeah.
other than that, I style my own photo shoots.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what also you mentioned is important is you said take your time.
Oh yeah, don't rush.
Right.
You might not, get the talent you're looking for. It took me a month.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a month. I already knew Laura and I were going to work together, but I wanted to work with a new team of
Mhm.
stylists and makeup artists. So it took me a month to go through, you know, the people that I had found before I found them. And it was like, thank goodness gracious. It was perfect. It was cold that day. Oh my God.
Oh, was it? Well, I spent
Oh yeah, my fingers were numb. Modeling in ball gowns.
I just did a photo shoot on what day was the snowstorm? Thursday? And I
Yeah.
did it on my roof, and I was like laying in the snow with my camera to like get the shot of him. And I was like, only for art would I do this.
You're my kind of photographer. I will do anything to get that shot. Almost, I've put myself in the middle of traffic I'm like, we just gotta get it. So I appreciate that.
My mom, for another shoot, just yelled at me for that because I put someone else out in the middle of 8th Avenue.
Oh my
And
God.
so in the lens of the camera, like I knew that there were people. This is not good advertisement for my business, but I knew there were cars coming, right? But
Yeah.
it's like the same thing as in the sign on the side of your car that says objects in mirror are closer than they appear. And so there's this one shot, and
Uh-huh.
I mean, like he was never in any danger of getting hit. So
Yeah.
it
But
wasn't that. But my mom, as she saw this one photo and there was this car, and she's like, "What were you thinking?"
use the excuse. I'm a creative mom.
Yeah, I mean, he was fine, and
I'm sure he
yeah,
was. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's always hard, hard for the people looking in, like, why are they doing that? Why, and when? But
Yeah.
we get it. We get it. It's like, trust the process.
Yes, yes, yes. This is so exciting. So, any last photo shoot tips?
Hmm?
Do you have any last photo shoot tips?
What else could I tell you? Yeah, actually take my class. No.
Okay. Why not? Right? This would,
I would
yes.
say look at clockandflow.com. But no, seriously, I think one tip I could give you: facial expression.
Mm,
You can have the best poses ever, but if you have the same look in every frame, it's tedious and a little boring
mhm.
for the client, because they're looking for whatever it is they're looking for their product. You need to be able to show a range of emotions to make sure that you're going to give them what they need, even if it's just a photo shoot for your own book. You want to show that you can show emotions and different characters, because modeling is acting. It
Right.
truly is. Like the best models to me just have these different facial expressions along with the poses. They make you feel something.
Yeah. A lot of
So
emotion.
work on your facial expressions. And I have tips for that, but hey, you have to check
Yes.
me out.
So we will send everyone to you to work on their posing and their facial expressions and their confidence, because that's
Yeah.
really, whether you want to model or not, right? I think your program is for all people, correct?
Yeah, it is. The past, I've been doing this for 3 years with Clock and Flow. Like the past year actually has been for um, just regular people who hate taking photographs, actually. It's like, I hate taking photos. I don't like the way I look. One of my clients was actually a candidate for the Senate seat in Georgia, and she won.
Oh,
So
no.
she was, well, yeah, public speaking, I get public speakers, just to be comfortable in their bodies. It's a lot, that they have to do all those interviews and photographs that they take. You want to give they want to give their best. So yeah, I have a range of clients.
Yeah, it's empowering. I
It
love
is.
what you're doing. It's so amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It
you
makes me feel good.
are.
By the end of the day, every time I have a client, when I see them smile and then they tell me this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and they always do this, you make me feel good. There's a lot of movement and there's like, I
Yeah,
don't know, Cairo, I don't know what it is. I'm like, it's the best feeling ever.
I'm sure. So
Yeah.
amazing. So, can you share with the world how they can connect with you so that they can sign
Yeah.
up for your course or even your skincare or hair care tips, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can find me at clockandflow.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Cairo_model, or my business page, Clock and Flow Model Coach. So yeah, I have posing classes, runway classes, natural hair, and skincare. So usually the classes are 4 to 6 weeks. But I do have some people who just want to take one class, so you can do that as well. So I
Okay.
work with you.
Like a la carte, so to
Yeah,
speak. Yeah,
exactly.
very cool. You could probably take one for each and make
You
it a
can.
4 week.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. And now I'm working on sliding scale because, I am definitely aware of what the pandemic has done. So,
Yeah.
to all of us, though, I want us all to continue to, thrive and move ahead. So I work on a sliding scale. I work with people's budgets. Um, so, yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah, that shows you really are passionate about what you have to offer.
Yeah, it's not just about money. That's for sure. Of course, I want to do that as well. But the main thing is just making sure that making sure that all the classes are still available to anyone who wants to take them. Because
Yeah.
I get it. Everyone comes to me for different reasons. It's either business or it's personal. So either way, I'm there.
Awesome. Yes, but you still have to eat and have that roof over your head.
Yeah, I do. I do. So it gives me free time to do this, you
Right.
know. Yeah.
So did you have any last words of wisdom or anything you wanted to share before we end?
Yeah, actually. It's very we don't have any direction, some of us in the industry being models and actors. So I would definitely say um, continue working on your craft. I know you hear that a lot, but really understanding what your brand is no longer just being a model or an actress. When I say understanding what your brand is meaning what do you stand for? What are your goals? What's your life story in a nutshell? All of that should be uh, represented through all of your social medias, through everything. So yeah, just really work on what your craft, and work on making sure that everyone knows who you are just by looking at your feed. They should have an idea. And if you got that, just keep going, keep pushing.
Keep going. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Persistence.
Mhm.
Yes, persistence is so important. So,
Do you have some advice for us, for the
I
world?
I would say, so I'm getting ready to launch a thought challenge, like a free 3-day thought challenge. So, like right now, I'm focusing on, thought life. So I would say, similar to what you were talking about earlier with self-awareness, is, I think we all need to be self-aware of what's passing through our brain. Like if we're
Mhm.
saying, I'm not good at that, why? Is it that we're really not good at it, or is it that someone told us we're not good at it, or is it that we could be good at it if we like took a course? Like what like that self-awareness of even just what's going through my brain, like am I accepting everything, all of that thought life. And then also I think the secret ingredient for a thought life to be healthy is sleep. Because when we're tired, especially, I well probably the positive emotions maybe are more magnified, but I think when we're
Yeah.
tired, those negative emotions, are super magnified, and so
True.
we're more irritable, and like we might be more likely to blow up at a coworker or a partner or even at ourselves.
True.
So yeah, so my tip would be get your beauty rest, and it's a real thing too.
It's
Especially like even as a photographer, like I notice it, especially when I'm working with like a 100 millimeter lens, and it like just
yeah.
magnifies everything
Mhm.
about that person's their countenance, like their skin and like
Mhm. Yeah. I
everything.
love that. I mean, those everything that you just talked about, your thoughts and self-awareness and your beauty rest, those are all healing steps to just, getting you to that place of self-love. I felt that's great. That's great. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah. So yes, if you know anyone who's looking to do a 3-day thought challenge, send them my way.
Yeah, I'll put it out there. You should post so I could share.
I did. I'll share it with you. I'll
Okay.
share. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited though about I think I'm gonna post this next week. So I'm excited
Okay.
to,
Me too.
share your tips with the world. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So okay. How do I end the recording?